Welcome to ISIS in the Bible Summer Gathering, week number 7. Put me in, coach. The question for today was, what is the difference between judging and coaching? We went around the room and got some awesome responses and then some great dialogues. People are going through things and in our own families and our own self lives. And we question ourselves about coaching and judging others. So when we practice with a team and there is a coach, is he judging you when he tells you how to do better? Is this coaching? If opening a door for someone to see the light using love, is that not coaching as well? Glad you could join us. So what's happening in the sky? Well, we're going to talk a little bit different now. We're going to say what happened in the sky on September 4th, because was it a shot off the bow? So on September 4th, Storm Daniel formed, which would turn out to be devastating, both directly and indirectly. Also, shortly after, there was an earthquake in Morocco where many people left the visible. Do you remember talking about Ceres on the harvest line, aligned with Eris, who's stepping on the snake? Before we get into that, here's a synchronicity for you. So look what's happening right at 3:33 today here in Windsor. As you can see, Ceres is exactly aligned to midheaven at 3:33. So this is the way we talk. This is the way we get signs on the midheavens, which is basically called the cardinal points. So I just wanted to share that synchronicity. So Tropical Storm Daniel forms on September the 4th. I don't know if you've seen any of these news clips. I just play a couple little quick news clips. Well, this one is not a news clip, sorry. A biblical catastrophe. They're calling it a biblical catastrophe. Death toll rises to 6 as Storm Daniel lashes Greece. And then here is in Libya. They had a dam break and they got all kinds of flooding and damage that happened to them. So devastating floods, breaking dams, sweeping away neighborhoods in northeastern Libya. So you can see they've gone through some stuff, and here's just another clip of the water flowing. This happens all the time, right? Just wanted to show you quickly that those two locations, both Morocco and Libya, are only 30 degrees apart. We're trying to see if we can predict them. It's not easy to predict them, but going back and looking at them later becomes a little easier. So I just wanted to show you that there was a 6.8 magnitude earthquake that hit Morocco September 8th, 4 days later, killing and injuring thousands of people and causing widespread destruction. Estimated about 500,000 people are affected. So from our August 30th meeting, you guys can recall, where we said to keep an eye out as Ceres aligns the tail of the snake on the harvest line. So you can see that there's September the 4th. So August 31st, she was there, and then August 4th, she aligned with the tail of the snake, which, as you know, is the cobra. And it's related to Mary stepping on the snake. So is this coincidence? I don't know. But we're being tested. So important dates to remember. We talked about November 27th, Mary steps on the snake. There's October 28th, 2023, where Jupiter aligns with Jupiter aligns with Mars in the 7th house, right? Moon is in the 7th house. But I wanted to make sure you guys understand the difference between October 18th, when the sun aligns with the north-south nodes. All right? and what they call the solar equinox, the fall equinox. The equinox is when the sun is on directly over the equator. Okay, so I just gave an example of, this is an example of where the sun is going to be when it's on over the equator. So in other words, equinox means 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night, and that's only for the equator. Everywhere outside of that, it's slightly different. But as you can see, the sun is still only in Virgo. It's not at the cross. It's not at the celestial cross, the celestial fall, the celestial equinox. That's what's going to happen on October the 18th, when the sun now aligns with the cross, setting in the west. So it's an important date to remember, because these are all our tests. As we get closer and closer to these, if you feel a test coming on, know that it's yours. Don't judge. Judge only yourself. It's important to change those images, keep those loving images. It really is, because this is biblical. It is happening. It was predicted in the stars. So remember that April 15th was Revelation 12:1, and now on November 27th is Genesis 3:15, when Mary steps on the snake. As a reminder, that's in all iconography all over the world. Why do they have that there? It's Judgment Day. It's our personal Judgment Day. Are we being loving, or are we being less materialistic? Okay, so shifting gears. Yes, please.
Can I add something?
Go ahead, Lex.
To me, the stepping on the snake was a kind of a riddle, but remember that the coiled snake is in the cave that is in our belly. And when mother steps on the snake, she brings him down. That's another interpretation of the snake. And when he is down, he can go up. So it's really the start of mother coaching coaching son to handle the snake. She's going to coach him for the snake to rise. And it probably is not a coincidence that the grand rising is happening right now. As I feel it, you said it, and I feel it. I have a lot of trouble with my eyes, as if they have to adjust. The backdrop eye is probably starting to adjust to the front eye. If you catch it, that.
I got you. Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yes, 100%. We have to remember that the snake is just symbolic for ego, vibrations that aren't loving. So Mary stepping on the snake, in other words, it's Judgment Day. You got to get rid of those vibrations that don't serve the greater good, which is love. How do you explain love? How do you explain that situation? The snake is the vibration, a coiled snake, like Lex says. A coiled snake is one that wants to uncoil. It wants to straighten out. That's the stepping on the snake to straighten it out. Thanks for that, Lex. So we're going to shift gears and talk about cats, because cats were revered in the Egyptian walls, and we're going to show you how that actually is totally related to astrology. Jean Mill was a pioneering American cat breeder who is best known for developing the Bengal cat breed. She aimed to create a domestic cat with a wild appearance of an Asian leopard, but with the gentle temperament suitable for household living. Mill's work has a lasting impact on the world of feline breeding, and Bengal cat remains a popular and distinctive breed today. So I thought, okay, so if she is involved with cats, would it show in her chart? That's what we're going to look at today. There's a reason for that, because, and this is very symbolic with her taking the cat, the one that is a very wild cat that can really bring some karma to you, to a cat that is somebody that's loving and hanging around with. There's two. There's on the Egyptian walls. There's Sekhmet, the lioness-headed goddess, and then there's the Bastet, which is the kitty, the tame one, the more loving one. We put a post on Facebook and we asked everybody which luminary in the sky is associated with cats. So we got a couple little hints in there, and it's an open book test, so you could have figured it out. But if you remember, on August 16th, when we did Hear Me Roar, we proved to you that Lilith in the sky is the exact same as Sekhmet, which is the exact same as Medusa. Because in the scene on the Egyptian walls, there is Sekhmet, which is Medusa, and there you are, turned to stone. There's Mother Mary. This is Isis. This is pure love. This is the one that brings the phoenix rising. And they're showing these representing the soul getting re-embodied. There's the Ibis. So if Lilith is truly Sekhmet, which is truly Medusa, which is truly turning you to stone and temptations and cats, is it in a chart? Well, let's look at the cat lady, Jean Mills, right? If she was inspired by karmic Akashic influence, then Lilith should be prevalent in her chart, right? Well, there you go. This is her birth chart. Lilith is next to the sun. Now, in astrology, they get these mixed up. They give a black moon, which we know as the black moon. Where is the black moon? Right there. That's what they call Lilith. No, black moon is black moon, and this is Lilith. There's a difference. This one brings temptations, but it also brings great powers. And just to show you that when she passed, because they also gave her a date that she passed, there's Ceres. So she had Neptune and Ceres on the ascendant. So there's her breeding, interbreeding. And the day she passed, Ceres was aligned on the cross there in the rising. So it's all there, folks. We're infinite. We're infinite. This was in her chart to do. So let's look at another one. So the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest known litter of 19 kittens. Would that be influenced by the stars? So there you go, 19 kittens, August 7th, 1970. You go look in the chart, and there it is. There's the sun with Lilith. So that cat on that day had that many kittens, and they recorded the time, and look what was there. And look at all here in Leo, the cat. So what do you think these kittens got to do? They're anima, they're animals, they're soul guides. They're born to come and assist you and guide you. That's why they were revered. That's why Mimsy, every time we have a meeting, she comes in front of the camera. Probably she didn't today. She's a little shy because we're talking about Lilith. So now what do you think these cats have on their agenda to do? Are they going to coach or judge? They're going to coach. They're going to coach. Okay, how about one more? Just to prove to you guys. Meet Linnea Latanzio. She is the founder of the Cat House on the Kings, a sanctuary for felines in California. She has rescued and provided a home for over 1,000 cats, embodying the principle of one love by extending compassion and care to animals in need. She started the Cat House over 25 years ago with the aim of providing a safe haven for abandoned and stray cats. Her sanctuary, located in Parlier, California, spans 12 acres and saved thousands of cats. So her work is a living example of one person's dedication can make a significant impact on the lives of many, along with the universal principle of love and compassion. Must be something really cool in her chart, right? Oh yeah. She has Lilith aligned with Hygeia in Leo, the lion, the cat. And not only that, with the Southern Cross, a crux. Both Lilith and Hygeia. But it's in retrograde, so there's something she had to learn. So it's like a karmic. She needed to save these cats for some reason from a prior life. Maybe she didn't. Everything is in the stars, folks. And the stars are telling us to wake up. And we're going into the age of Aquarius, and it's 100% proven. And we got to be loving. And we got to coach. And we got to understand when others are judging the truth, they're just not there yet. And it's our test to still be loving. So one more synchronicity. At 9:04 a.m., my ear started ringing. Just as I've sat down to start putting some more information to this presentation. So I always look at the cardinal points. So at 9:04 a.m., my ear started ringing, and look what was rising in the east. Lilith. So we're being spoken to. You got to open up. If our world starts turning in a not good way, it's a guidance. You got to give it gratitude. It's telling you what you got to fix. If you can't go fix it in person, fix it in your mind, fix it with images, it really, really, really does work. We've helped people and coached them this way, and it does. No matter where you're at in your situation, you got to keep imagine it loving. And you got to forgive yourself because you're part of that tree. If you think you're having bad luck, it has nothing to do with that. It's your old past. It's your old ego. Can't be any other way. Because we are 100% the vibrations from the stars. And we had this one, we talked about this one before, but this is you. Okay, when you pass the weighing of the heart ceremony, you get the crook and the flail. You get to be sovereign. You're out of karmic debt. There's Sekhmet tempting you with the Ankh. They call it the opening of the mouth ceremony. It's the closing of the mouth. He ain't taking it. I'm not being tempted because this represents lives on the cross. So there is Lilith tempting you, but you've reached sovereignty. There's Horus who's been guiding you. There's Hathor, which is Venus. There's the Ibith, the scribe of all your actions, and they're all rooting for you because they've all coached you. They've all coached you on how to get there. Okay, so is Lilith in the Bible? Let's see. Book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, to the elders and the flock. Verse 8 and 9, be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil. We'll talk about the word devil in a minute, because don't forget everything was translated. Prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. So that means your old past, your temptations of your past are going to come around and tempt you to see if you're worthy to move on, right? And you're worthy because you're going to just kill it with love. So that's temptation. So the Greek word is that right there, which stands for diabolos. That's where the word devil comes from, is the origin of the English word devil, is derived from the verb diabolo, which means to slander, to accuse, to judge. It's karmic. So it should have been, be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the accuser, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. It's your own karmic temptations. It's only you. You create the vibrations that come back to find you. Coach me in the Bible. So this next section from the book of Proverbs is highly debated amongst Egyptologists and Bible experts. It's about a text called Instructions of Amenemope, consisting of an introduction and 30 chapters of wise sayings. So this papyrus right here comes from a section that is 12 feet long, 10 inches high, and broken into 27 pages. The original is thought to have been written before 1000 BC, way before the Bible, right? So there's some pretty solid evidence from this book by John Ruffle here that these Bible verses is exactly from this instruction of Amenemope from 1,000 years ago. So just going through it quickly. Words to the wise. So this is like your great-great-great-great-grandfather from 1000 BC leaving you some messages behind, which got translated into the Bible. But we're infinite, and we are always leaving these messages for us to remember. Incline your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it will be pleasant if you keep them with you, if all of them are ready on your lips, that your trust may be in the ruling goddess. Remember, the word Lord is ruling goddess. I have made them known to you today, even to you. Have I not written for you 30 sayings of counsel and knowledge, to make you know what is right and true, that you may give a true answer to those who sent you? Feed the poor because he is poor, or help the afflicted at the gate. For the ruling goddess will plead their cause and give to those who give. So it's more proof that the Bible is off of the Egyptian walls. And the Egyptian walls is not an open and closed book. It's a cycle. And we're coming out of that 2,000 years of Alzheimer's. So to end this gathering today, here are some quotes from the consensus of the great lovers of wisdom. Guidance is not judgment. It is the lantern that illuminates the path to truth. So why do we selectively choose a coach? Wisdom is to know that You are being coached by everyone and everything. In coaching, the aim is not to critique, but to awaken the soul to its own potential. Get over it, you're infinite. To guide is to love, to judge is to confine. One frees the spirit, the other binds it. Use love. It's the act of liberation. Not using love is judging, like we said. I mean, almost everybody said that same thing. Everybody knows that. It's awesome. Coaching is the art of revealing. It's about opening doors. If someone says, this is more loving than what you're currently engaging in, that is not a judgment. They're opening a door for you. The last one is, the essence of coaching lies in love and truth. That one's self-explanatory. And that's all I have for today.